excited for this morning. We, group of us, actually our board and some of the leadership of our center met yesterday at the home of the beautiful Corinne D, who just walked in the door, for our annual leadership retreat. And it really was a great treat. Do I have a clicker here? To show you some pictures of some of what we did. It's always a good time when us folks to see us all get together. And, there's a lot that goes into creating a center and running this place. This place has been around since 1985, right? I think that was when the original charter was. And we owe this building, we owe all what we have here to the people who came with that vision and with a mission and a message to share with the world. And so we stand on the shoulders of those folks. And I've been here since 2003. There were folks that came before me. I've seen lots of people that came and served and were part of our community and served on the board and had that vision for, again, pushing it forward. It's like this idea that wants to be born and wants to be out there. And I feel like we're in a new level in our evolution. And today you're going to find out why I feel that way as you see the leaders that have stepped up to take this community to the next level. And so here we are, it's a group of us. We had, you're going to see everybody. That's another reason I'm excited about today, is you're going to get to hear the voices of our leaders. It's not the Cindy show, it's not me today. You're going to get to hear from the people in their own voice, why they serve, why they love this place, what's so important, and also how you can be part of that. So here we are. There's Tad in the front there, that fun smile. That's a friend of mine in the back. I don't know if you can see, that's Gretchen Casey. She works with me at the River Phoenix Center for Peace Building, and she facilitated part of our workshop yesterday. It was a great time. There we are, some more candid shots. The food was great. Yay. Too bad Shanika's not here. Shout out to Shanika if she's watching. She may be online watching. The food was wonderful. The company was fabulous.
We have her cards.
Yes, we have Shanika's cards. Look at that. Out in nature. Here's our. All right. So as I said, we stand, I feel like, on the shoulders of giants. And we started out our session yesterday talking about our strengths, like what gifts do we have, what do we feel like we bring to the CSL, and then what gifts does the CSL have to give the larger world? And there's so many things that are happening right here, that the foundation that has been laid, the people that are here now with a new vision and a larger vision, it's just all very exciting. So the first person I want to call up that's going to share this morning is our volunteer coordinator, practitioner, treasurer of our board, Norma Anderson. Now, some of you have heard this anecdote before, but for those of you who've never heard it, I have to share it. I see Norma, I call Norma the face of God. Such a beautiful face.
This is it, guys.
This is it. So there was a time when I was going through some kind of changes. I really don't remember what they were. You know how you have a problem and you think about it, and you think about it some more, and you think about it some more, and you go on and on and on. And finally, I'm sitting in meditation, and I say, God, just help me. I need an answer to this. And God shows up for me in my meditation as this. And God tells me very clearly in my meditation, if you'd shut the blank up, you'd hear what I have to say. And
those of you that know me, that's probably what
she would say. Everybody needs a Norma in their life.
Yes. You all have a Norma in your life.
Yes, you all do have a Norma in your life. I am yours. As you noted already, I am treasurer, volunteer coordinator, and soon to be licensed practitioner. I'll address the treasurer part that I do first. Really, I am the in-house liaison for our bookkeeper. He does the hard grunt work I just make sure, double check, and kind of count money on Sundays. Nothing real difficult there. But my job as volunteer coordinator, I am the go-to person for all these other departments that you're going to see come up and tell you what they do and all the help that they need. I'm the one that you should come to first to say, oh, I'd love to do this, because I don't want to see all of you guys after service come and say, how can I help? I want to do this, and I want to do that. I'm like, thank you! So, we're going to have some sign-up sheets in the back for the different departments and things that we need help with. I am sure that almost all the teams could use your help, your help, and your help. So, do some inner prayer meditation, see what's calling to you. Because we don't want anybody doing anything that's not theirs to do. If it's yours to do, definitely we want you, we need you, and we would be so excited to have you on our team. So that being said, why I do what I do. I forgot that part. Actually, my first volunteer position here at the center, I was kind of voluntold. By my wife, and they needed help with accounting, bookkeeping, and I knew QuickBooks, so I kind of got ushered into that. But then, as I got my feet more solidly grounded in this teaching and got to know more of the people, I was like, this is my tribe. I want to see this center grow. I want to be a part of its growth, and I want to know the inner workings of what's going on. So how do you do that? Be a part of it. So that is why I do what I do, and I invite you guys to join with us, because you guys just are so pretty too. You guys are such a wonderful, loving group of people that we are really excited to have you guys working with us wherever you see yourself. So please join us. Thank you. Up next, we're going to bring up my lovely wife, who is also a practitioner in training. No training's over, we just have to be panel. She is the assistant to the minister, she is the performance director, she is whatever Cindy tells her she needs done. Let's welcome to the stage wonderful Donna Marie Kerr Davis.
Hi everybody, thank you so much, Norma. So why do I do what I do? Let me just tell you, this teaching has saved my life. My life. I have a really long history with battling anxiety, depression, and that's very real. And I was on lots of medication. I was even put in the hospital once for it. And since I have found this teaching, guys, and have been implementing the spiritual practicing and been really soaking in the lessons I've been learning here from Reverend Peggy and now Reverend Cindy and all the other speakers that come here, I gotta tell you, I am on zero medication. I really very, very rarely experience anxiety anymore. Even when I'm in a very high stress job in the hospital as a nurse, I don't experience the anxiety. And really and truly my life is blissful because I recognize who I am and who everybody else is. And when something comes across my plate that I say, that's a challenge, I can then look at it and say, wow, it's interesting that you chose to show up like that today as spirit. It's interesting that spirit's having fun doing that today, and that's how I kind of look at it. And it really takes the bite out of, the world and what's going on in it. Because if not, you would never leave your house. Absolutely. It's scary stuff. So I really feel like without this teaching, lives can't be saved. And so I really want to take that same joy that I have and project it out into the world and to teach my neighbors and my friends and to really know how I can show up as spirit expressing in the world. And that's why I'm here. And so because I want that to go out into the world, then I use it and I mold it and I take care of it and I take care of this place. And so even in all my travels, no matter what I'm doing, this place is foremost in my mind. The people that are here are my friends and my extended family. Every single one of you, my extended family. And so I just really appreciate you all, and I take this teaching out there into the world, and that's why I volunteer. And I will always volunteer because of that. Because this teaching is so big, and the world needs it.
Amen. Amen.
It needs it. This is the shot of this is the antibiotic that is needed in the world, talking from a nursing standpoint. Can you just say amen? Right. So I'm also the performance director here. So I tell people anytime you step foot on the stage, you're a performer. And so as such, you would come to me if you would like to just learn how to be out there and project yourself more and to be able to stand in the truth of knowing that you can perform. If you're a singer, songwriter, if you write poetry, if you're just somebody who likes to use a shaker, percussion is actually a thing. If all you do is stand there and do this, honey, that works. Okay, if you can play an instrument, please come and see me. We really could use musicians. We really would love to see live music here. We have some that drop in and out and does live music from time to time. We have artists that we bring here. The New Thought artists that we have that come here, I'd like to see every one of y'all in the seats. Bring your friends. Really support this music because they're the ones out there doing this work and really bringing this to the forefront of the world. So really, I could really use your help, so join me in that endeavor. And so right now, I'd like to introduce my brother from another mother, my mister from another sister. This is Tad. Tad is in charge of family and youth, and he's going to speak to you guys about that.
So why do I give? Why do I serve? Why not? Right? It helps you connect to people. It helps you feel a part of something bigger than yourself. I mean, that is the sole reason why I do that. And since I was little, people have told me that I'm not happy unless I'm giving. And it's just, I've just kind of sat with that for a long time and realized how true that really is. And when I haven't been able to be involved in the center here, I've noticed that my mood goes down. And so, coming here the first time, I walked in the door and it was like, bam, this is home, you know? And I imagine you guys have heard that over and over and over again. But ironically, the person that welcomed me was Donna. And she's like, where do you want to help out? She says, we can use you in the choir. And I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't want to. She's like, where do you? I said, I want to work with kids. And she's like, great, we need help in their kids. I was like, but nobody's going to want me to help with the kids because I'm transgender. And she says, oh, yeah, we do. That's exactly why we want you to help with the kids. And I went, what? I had just started my transition, so that just blew my mind. And so I spent probably over a year back in the Sunday school room and stepped away for personal reasons, and they've asked me to come back into this now. But, you know, and I've been working on a curriculum, and I've been working on designing a brand new family and youth program. And I'm going to roll it out as far as what's kind of in play on Brunch Sunday. So if you're interested, we'll be having a meeting about what it's all going to entail. And you know, it takes a village to raise kids. I'm going to need a lot of help to make this happen, because what I have planned is not this for this many people. It's for a huge amount of people and a huge amount of children. So we're going to invite it, but I need your help. And now I'm going to introduce my good friend Patricia Wagner. I met Patricia at a Quantum Touch. Come on up. At a Quantum Touch workshop that she gave. She is an amazing woman, and I really love working with her. And we've got some things going on, and she's going to be doing the education. Thank you, I'm so thrilled that you're going to be working with our children. I have to tell you, why do I do this? I believe more in education than anything else, because that is what helped me the most. The first, I'd say, 3 decades of my life, I was still in that victim drama stage. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you ever felt that your life was all in knots? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, you started taking courses, spiritual courses, and they started filling you with insights. And through that knowledge, you gain spiritual understanding. And boy, that's when you really are equipped with tools to change your life. Amen. And so that spiritual understanding is what then we can utilize the spiritual principles and laws and actually apply them in our lives. And then we start living a spiritual life. And then we live it so well
and so continuously that becomes our state of being. Well, that's what the education circle is all about, is bringing a course curriculum which will focus on bringing into our virtual world these courses so that we're not bound by geography, and having CSL Ocala be a real repository of spiritual growth for everyone, not limited to just the Ocala area, but online as well. We're going to have a team put together. Our Donna is the co-chair of this circle, and of course Cindy is major in all of our circles, but especially in education. Then we have Tad and Angel and Corinne and Alore already on our team. So our first meeting is next Sunday from noon to 1 o'clock. If you are on this education circle, please try and join us next Sunday from noon to 1. It is my pleasure now to introduce one of our new directors in our center, Kim Seaman, I am just getting to know Kim. Boy, what a leader. Oh, talk about, she is a sea woman. We had such fun yesterday, and I was part of her. She and I were in the same group. There wasn't anybody leading, but she just naturally takes the lead. So it's just a wonderful thing, and she led me through a path, a maze that got us to the finish line, our team. Yeah. So here's Kim Seaman, who is championing the welcoming circle.
Hi, thank you. It is an honor. I want to thank the fellowship here first for, hold it up, I don't like microphones, so I could talk louder. Huh?
The people online needs to be.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Hi at home. I just want to thank this fellowship for having the trust in me to serve on this board. That, I couldn't be who I am without the people who have lifted me up through all the years to be the person that I am today. Because I was somebody who hid at home, agoraphobic, didn't want to be out, and it's kind of hard to do that and hide and be invisible when you're 6'3". So it's so it's an honor to be able to be here, and on the welcoming committee, I think that that's really important, because when you're somebody that comes from being fearful and not wanting to be out there in the light to be noticed, so that you don't have to worry about being wrong or being teased or being whatever the fear is. Having that person standing at the door to say, welcome, I'm glad that you're here, welcome home, which was said so many times before, and here's the restroom, and here's the book room, and all the wonderful things that we have here to offer. And as I continue to grow in my life and come into myself, there's always more to learn, and there's always more to do. And I found myself again feeling, as I grew spiritually, that I again became isolated, because I work at a level that, for myself, and to be the person that the universe wanted me to be, that not everybody resonated there. So I felt less and less people walking away. I can be very transparent and very forward in what I do, from that mouse that doesn't say anything. And I still try to step back from that, because I know that I can be. So if you find me ever being a little forward and not, overstepping, talking over any of that, please stop me. I'm open to that. And so I need as many of you as I can on the welcoming committee, because there's a lot to do on that, to setting up and preparing for our service on Sunday, and a lot of things behind the scene. So please step up and step in, and I need you. I'd like a lot of rotation. It's a great way to come in, be a part of, and to also get to know people without having to, really do the rounds. You can still do it at a slower pace, at your own pace, by being a greeter at the door. So I want to thank you, and I look forward to working with all of you, because I can only get me as far as I've gotten myself, and there's a lot more to go. So I need you to help me to get to that next level. And with that, I'm going to introduce Corinne, who I've got to do classes with and got to know, and she is gosh, such a powerful woman. She has such passion in everything that she does, and I am so looking forward to working with you and what you get to bring to all of these committees, because us as a group, we will all be working in these committees together. So I just want to thank you that it's about helping each other and not one person.
Amen.
And I'm going to let Corinne tell you about her.
Thank you, Tim. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone at home. How fun. I'm on Facebook Live. Superstar, right? As Kip told you, my name is Corinne Dean, for those of you that don't know me. Why am I here? I guess is the first thing we will be talking about. And I'll start by saying, I used to, as a child, I did not speak. It was a lot easier for me to hide than maybe for Kim. Because I'm 5'4". But that's what I did. I never spoke. I was raised in a tradition where fear and judgment were quite common. So when you fear you're always going to do something wrong, you make yourself invisible. So that's what I did. So as an adult, I decided I was going to find my voice. So what I did was I found a voice in Toastmasters, which was good. I recommend it to anyone, because then I'm not having a heart attack holding this microphone. But I wasn't able to quite find my spiritual voice until I came here. I found my spiritual voice at CSL Ocala. And I'll tell you, the way it happened was I woke up one morning and I just said, I can't do this anymore. It was a Sunday, so it was time to go to church. I thought, I just can't do this anymore. Nothing against that tradition. It's wonderful for the people who stay there. But I needed something different. So I went online. And I can't remember exactly what I Googled, but I think I wrote spiritual freedom or openness, or I forgot what my Google words were, and what popped up? Oak Brook. At the time was Oak Brook, now CSL Ocala. So I showed up, I snuck in the back door and sat there and thought, this place is kind of cool. And I realized that I could have a spiritual voice here because there was no fear, there was no judgment, and that is what I want to share with everyone. And how did I find it? It was online, so guess what I'm going to be doing? I am the champion of the marketing circle. Pulling from my old tradition, I am the angel Gabriel. I am going to take the word out and spread it into the community. And that's where I need your help. I know I'm not sure if he's my co-champion, but I know he's in my circle is Richard Jensen, who actually has been kind of carrying that load. He keeps up our Facebook, right? And I believe the website. Well, we want to get our monthly newsletter going and our weekly updates. And what did you call it? Faithful Fridays? Have something maybe every Friday, Facebook Live, an update. But we need a committee, because it's a lot of work, as I'm sure Richard could tell you. And my expertise is somewhat limited. So if you are a good writer for the newsletter, or I believe you gave me some names of writers and a videographer, which I don't know them, so I don't know if they're here. So I won't mention your name because you might get voluntold. So, but if you could sign up for the marketing circle, I would love, love, love to have you help me share the message of this place to our larger community, because how many people out there right now feel like the fear and judgment route is the only one? Let's let them know there's something else. How do we do that? We take it out. We take it out through our virtual audience. We take it out onto the streets, literally. Let's spread the word of CSL. So join me with the marketing circle. And with that, where I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman that I'm just getting to know as well. He was out at the farm yesterday, and what I realized with this man was that still waters run deep.
Yes.
Yes, they do. And Richard, wow, the quiet words that he would say had so much spirit and power, and I was really glad to get to know him yesterday, and I look forward to getting to know him, not just with the marketing circle, but just as a friend. Richard Jensen.
I am Rich.
Yes.
Rich Jensen. I came into Science of Mind, religious science, now Centers for Spiritual Living, about 30 years ago. It was through the education that I learned about the things that I need to do. One class in particular was the 3 T's, tithing of time, talent, and treasure. And I tithed to the center. And at first I was afraid to do that. It was a little scary to give up 10% of my money, but it works. It works for me. I live a comfortable life. I have what I need when I need it, enough to share and spare. And I'm grateful that I learned that tithing is important in my life. The other parts of that is the talent and time. Excuse me. This is my spiritual home. You're my spiritual family. And I want to be a part of the family, a part of the home. I want to tend to the chores that need to be done here. To be a part of the family making decisions on what we're going to do as a family, where we're going. And some of the chores that I'm doing are in the tech department. Now you see the tech as the sound, which sometimes goes glitch. And the video, the PowerPoints, the music, that's all part of it. But behind the scenes, there's other things going on. We have the wonderful tech team that we have now, Shanna running PowerPoint and Rick running the video. You know, even though you don't know he's running it, he's sitting back there running the camera. And have Sam steps in from time to time, and Danny. But I need some more depth in the tech department because people take days off. Some people want to go on vacation, including me. And we need people to fill in and rotate so it's not as heavy of a burden on everybody. So if you have any interest in being a part of that, we train. It's not all difficult. It may be techie, but it is doable, and I've trained people that know almost nothing. And I would love to have you join our team. And with that, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Lori, our resident mermaid.
Thank you. Okay, so I know that I was introduced as resident mermaid, which is what I do as my career. I'm a mermaid. I'm going to Alexander Springs after this to swim in my tail. But I'm actually not as extroverted as one may think. I'm painfully shy and recovering from agoraphobia, which I know some of you know what anxiety and depression is like, so I'm held in loving arms who understand me. And I was introduced to this teaching when I was very young by my beautiful mothers. And I'm just so grateful because I got to skip past all of that muck that a lot of young people just swim in. And I'm swimming in crystal clear waters of our beautiful Florida Springs. And it's just, it's a cool, refreshing feeling, just like this center. And I know that there's a lot of people that are like me who are introverted and don't necessarily want to be center stage. but I am in charge of admin, and I work inside the office and the computer, and we just kind of, work backstage. And that's great too, because the show doesn't run without our backstage people. So I would just absolutely really appreciate the help, because I know I have my mother Norma helping me, which is just a blessing, because I just started. As you can tell, I'm a young person who needs some teaching. Please, my own family. It does take a child to raise a village, and now it takes that's true. Y'all did not see, because she's not here, my sweet child, my guppy Crimson, and she is just a light in my life and here, but she's not the only one that's learning. I am too. And I'm still a child, so I'm trying. And I'm just really honestly paying it forward to, like, these are the faces that raised me, like, actually raised me from a child. So I'm just so happy that I can give back in any way I can. And, little tidbit, I'm getting married. And I'm getting married here in our lovely wedding garden, and lovely Angel is going to be helping me with the event and hospitality, and we're just going to fix up this wedding garden and make it look beautiful, not just for me, but for every bride that comes after me and before me. So, thank you so much.
I can't wait for your wedding. I really can't.
The name is Union of Land and Sea.
I was so excited about coming here today, let me tell you. Yesterday just absolutely overfilled my cup. And so when you look at me and you say, she looks normal. No, I am not normal. I have what's called a multiple personality disorder. I share a vessel with 7. There are 7 different ones of me, and it's taken a long time to be accepted into various communities because it's been challenging. I've been on tons of medicine, just like Donna had said. And since I was 40, and trust me, I've been here for 13 years now. And it's only been since I turned 40, which I'm 43 this year, that I've actually been able to do it without medicine.
Good for you, girl.
So I bring written notes because a lot of me want to speak at the same time, and I like to keep it in order. So, why do I do what I do? Because this is my passion. This is what fills me with joy. It brings me back to center. It helps me push forward my community. It really makes me feel like I'm living life the way I'm supposed to be living it. Okay, I'm the head of the hospitalities team. And what does that include? Oh my. Well, we'll start with the fun stuff. How about that? Who's noticed the change in our brunch Sundays for 2019? Show of hands. Awesome. Yes. Huge, huge changes. Okay, so I want to ask you this. Have you brought food? Has anybody brought food? If you brought food, stand up. If you set up a chair for Food Sunday, stand up. If you have done dishes, taken out the garbage, washed the linens, take a look around. You guys are my hospitality team. Doing what you love is what I want to see. I want to see everybody doing what they love. It doesn't matter what circle you want to work in. There's so many circles. Cindy's doing hula hoops with these things on both arms, both legs, and her waist at the same time. Putting on a magnificent show that I've never seen done by any other person ever. And I'm honored to work underneath her. You don't have to step out. You don't have to make more time. You don't have to create more than what you already are, because you are perfect, whole, and complete right now in every single thing that you are doing. All I ask is keep coming back. If you can't do it next Sunday, do it the next Sunday. If that Sunday doesn't work out and you're 2 Sundays out, now you feel bad, that's okay, come again. I have coffee. We'll be waiting. Hospitalities are here for you. If you have not held an event at this place and you would like to hold an event, get with me. Get with Alora. She's my co-champion. An amazing group of people work these circles. An amazing group of inspiring people come and they share their energy and their passion and their time and their love.
And that's what creates the building blocks for this place to be what it is. That reaches out to all those people that are out there on the internet watching us right now. We are the foundation that you call home. Because that's what we want to create here. We work hard for it. And when you love it and you love what you do it more and more. And not only do you do it more and more, but you get more. Every single time you do more, you get more. There's so much that I have to give it away. I have no choice. There is no more room for storage. You must take it. All of it. Because if I don't give it away, I can't get more. So if you're interested in doing anything with events, anything with Food Sunday, anything with the staging, setup, we have an awesome tech group. All of them work in unison for many of these circles. Many of them. We support each other. And so I implore you, please, if you feel like you don't have what it takes, I guarantee you do. You don't think you have time? You already have the time. You have the same time I have. We all get the same 24 hours every day.
Yeah, there's 7 of you. It's not fair.
There is 7 of you. Listen, that's so funny you say that, Greg, because one of the ways that I made it work through CSL was somebody had told me, why don't you assign them days? And so I did. And my counselor, my site counselor said, that has got to be the most fabulous thing I've ever heard. It works. And the more that I work it, the more it works.
We love all 7 of you.
I know, and that's why I come back. That's why I give you so much, because there's so much more of me to give all the time. And so, without further ado, I'm going to pass you to the absolute greatest minister I've ever experienced, Cindy Grimes.
Yay.
Oh, do you see why I love these people? It's an awesome group. Stand up again. Just give them a round of applause. So what have we learned, right? There's healing. Number one, healing happens in this place. And that's the number one reason that I think we all do what we do. We've all experienced it personally. We want for other people to experience it. There's a lot of pain, a lot of hurt out there. We want to be part of healing that. Yes?
New person question. Who does your building and grounds?
Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Because there's 2 holes. 2 holes. And I wasn't sure whether I should address them first or say the other first. But yes, you recognize one of the holes.
Oh, yeah.
And so that also brings me to our past board. And I just want to say thanks. I don't know if they're watching or not, but Lena, who came off the board, and Gail and Ron, who also came off the board. And Gail's been having some health challenges, so I invite you all to just hold her in your hearts and hold her with lots of love and know that she is getting better every day. But Ron was our champion of building and grounds, and Ron went off the board. And the people on our board, you see, they all have their strengths and their abilities, and building and grounds isn't one of them. Yeah. So that's a space. That's a space. And we're not going to try and fill it with somebody who doesn't want to do it, right? But you know, the idea is to be, now in circle, okay? I think, Angel said something about working underneath me. I don't believe that. For me, we're in circle. We are all one, and that's the reason that we are in circle, because we are all equal. We all have our role to play, and every piece of it is important. And if you ever try to put together a puzzle and it's missing one piece, it looks like crap, right? I mean, you're not happy when you're missing that one piece. We're all vital to this. We're all just as important, each one of us. You know, I'm the one that stands on stage. I'm the one that you all see. But as you see, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and I couldn't do this without that team. So it's a fairly new team. I mean, half of our board members are brand spanking new. The other ones have been here. I mean, the wind beneath my wings. And so
strong team.
It's a strong, very, very strong team, and I'm super excited at the talent. So that is a whole. If there is someone who's interested in that, we would be thrilled to have you take on building and grounds.
Or just be part of that.
Or just be, and really to be the champion doesn't mean you're doing all of it. It just means you're coordinating the efforts. So I know we've got lots of people who like to be behind the scenes and don't want to ever stand up here and give a report. And you don't necessarily have to do that. Maybe someone else can do that piece for you. But if someone has that interest, and we would love to have you. And there's two parts to that. There's the building itself, and then there's the outside grounds. And I know for grounds, we already have a team together. We just don't have a person who's saying, I want to be the champion of that. The other area that was not mentioned, pastoral care. Would you want to talk about that?
Oh, yeah.
You want to say something?
Sure. Pastoral care is something that we all do for each other, actually, particularly on Sundays. But you know, if we're familiar with anyone outside of the center and they're ill, we give them a call. We go by and see them if they're in the hospital. We, you know, hey, what's up? Can I sit with you? Can I pray with you? Do you need anything? We all do that for each other. But sometimes there's, you know, ones who may not have an intricate relationship with any one particular person in the center, and our pastoral care department is being set up so that there's a lifeline, a connection for people who need things. If they're in a hospital and need someone to come and pray with them, we have ministers and pastoral practitioners that can do that. If you see somebody to sit with them because they're afraid and don't want to be alone, you know, we need volunteers for that. Just things. Sometimes families, you know, may need a ride somewhere. We need a lifeline. We need people that are willing and able to help with things. We just had one family step up for someone that called, and they periodically come to the center. And she had just had surgery. She had some brain issues going. She needed some help doing her laundry. You know, and if you don't mind me, Christine and Anthony, they volunteered to go pick up her laundry, do it, help with a little housework. And that's the kind of things that we need.
If somebody needs food, like, we need to know. You don't have to tell everybody. You can tell one person, and we'll
we don't publicize anybody's information, anything that may be needed. But we just need a lifeline program so that, you know, when we are down, we have a lifeline to connect to. And we invite everyone. Like I said, we're all doing that for each other. But there's sometimes people that we may not know that needs help. And I'm the champion with Donna as the co-champion for that. And we're going to send out on our website, when Corinne gets everything lined up, we're going to have the names of people to contact for all these different departments. In case, you know, you don't have to remember all of us and who we do and what our numbers are. But we do want you to know where to find us. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Our in-house mermaid created a sheet for people to sign up. What else? Is there any other holes or
quick
questions?
access. If anybody ever needs to just drop a message on Facebook or something, we do get it.
Okay, yes.
So,
There's Facebook groups. We have a couple of them. There's the Facebook family chat, a couple of different ones. And if you're interested in being part of that, you know, we just send out the message and it goes to everybody on the chat. So when people have needs like that, like what came up, it was shared on the chat, and that was how we found out about it.
So if you'd like to be a part of the chat, please let me know so I can add you on Facebook.
Yes. So is there any other questions or comments?
Also, afterwards, when we finish up here, I would like anybody who wants to be on the welcoming committee, we can meet for a little bit just before, you know, we all head out.
Okay, did you all hear that? Okay, for welcoming committee, if you want to be part of that, Kim will meet with you out there just right after service, and the sign-up sheet is right there. Richard's leaving it back there. So, is there any other questions, or did I miss anything else? Bookstore, that's another hole, is the bookstore. We don't have a bookstore manager. That was Lita, and Lita went off the board. So that's a space for someone who likes to do that sort of thing.
Now, you don't have to be a board member to do these things.
Yes, you don't have to be board members to do this. Now, I don't know how much you all have heard or talked. I don't want to take a whole lot more time, but the idea of circles. And we know that the larger churches, or these big mega churches, they don't get to 2,000 and 3,000 people just, you know, overnight. I know there's concern on the part of some people that we get too big too fast, and then people don't know who we are, and we love the intimacy and all of this. But what they do in these churches to keep it intimate is that it is really a grouping of groups. You know, there's lots of circles. So everybody has been referring to their particular part of this ministry as a circle. So we have the music circle and we have the marketing circle, and there can be circles of any kind. We can have circles that are based on your geography, or circles based on people who love photography or loving nature, kayaking, or whatever it is. And as we grow, that's an opportunity for people to step in also and learn how to facilitate and to be mentors and to be mentored at the same time. No circle is bigger than 10 people. So if the choir gets to be 12 people, we'll split it and there'll be a circle of 6 and another circle of 6. And that's how we grow. It's hard to disappear when you're in a group of 10, right? It's real easy to sit in the back and nobody knows you're there, or whether you've come or gone or how many weeks you've been, when you're sitting in a room of 500, if there's not that, that camaraderie. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get to be part of a small, intimate group and get to know those people, and you take care of one another and you love one another and you look out for each other. But then we also can have the energy of the larger gathering, where we get to really plug in. And as I said, you go out in the world and you do your thing, and you come back and you plug in. And you go back out and you do your thing, and you come and you plug in again and get that recharge. So that's part of our vision. That's what we're seeing. And a couple more questions?
So are we going to start doing small circles here, or are we going to start having a moment where we can all read each other?
We're going to be doing the circles. The schedule will come out. We know of 2 of the groups that are meeting already. The welcome team, actually 3. Welcome team is meeting today. For those who are interested, youth and family is meeting brunch Sunday, and family and youth is meeting on brunch Sunday, and the education circle is meeting next Sunday. And we'll get the other schedules out, and we'll note those on Sundays.
Hospitalities meet the Saturday before brunch Sunday.
Hospitality meets the Saturday before brunch Sunday. Okay. All right. Any other question? You have a question? Any others? Yes, Corinne.
If you are interested in marketing, make sure I have your email, because will be the main choice of communication, and then we will get together. It could either be on Zoom or a live meeting.
Great. And the sign-up sheets on the back, along
The sign-up sheets for every circle.
Sign-up sheets for every circle. Find your circle of interest, and if you feel moved, go ahead and sign up, and your team leader will contact you. Norma.
The one thing I forgot, as treasurer, and it's the bigger circle of all, we can't break it down into 10 because we're all a part of it, but tithing. That's the biggest circle, and that is how we keep all these other circles funded and everything going on at the center, so that we can remain a viable center.
Yes. Thank you, Norma. All right. I think that will wrap it up. Let's do our affirmation, and that's a great quote there, right? God gives some more than others because some accept more than others, right? And we, I don't know who said it, can't remember at the moment, we make a living, right, by what we get. We make a life by what we give. And I know that for myself. The more I give, the more I get back in every realm of my life. Whether it's giving of love, or it's giving of my time, or it's giving of money. Whatever it is you want to experience more of, give that.